Hey there, Christ United small group leader and host. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. We're trying to help you feel more strength and be more prepared as you lead your small group. We're so thankful for the work that you have done and that you're doing and that you're going to do. And so I wanted to take just a couple moments and review what's coming up with our small group ministry as we begin to move as a whole church through the book In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day. Now, we won't be reading through the entire book. We're actually just asking all the small groups to go through the same study over the next 4 or 5 weeks. It'll include the first 4 chapters. And by the way, you're going to receive a book, so you can use that to lead your small groups. We're going to provide study guides as well, and then little weekly teachings with some tips as well. And so what I want to do is just review what's going to come out of this story. And to get started, let me read to you this story. It's the passage of scripture found in 2 Samuel, the 23rd chapter. I'm going to begin reading in verse 20. It says, a man by the name of Benaiah, he was the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man from Kazil, who had done many deeds. He killed 2 lion-like heroes of Moab. He also had gone down and killed a lion in the midst of a pit on a snowy day. There it is. And he killed an Egyptian, a spectacular man. The Egyptian had a spear in his hand, so he went down to him with a staff, wrestled the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and killed him with his own spear. These things Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, did, and won a name among these mighty men. Verse 23 says, he was more honored than the 30, but he did not attain to the first 3, and David appointed him over his guard. Now, we're going to be focusing mostly over the next few weeks on the story of In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day. And there's 4 themes that are going to be part of our story. The first theme will be locking eyes with your lion. Locking eyes with your lion. And that basically means encouraging yourself and your small group to identify what is it that's staring you down. What is it that you need to look at that's maybe challenging to you, something that you naturally would want to run away from, you want to hide from. So learning to lock eyes with your lion. I know it doesn't sound very encouraging, does it? But there's great stuff in the study. The next theme we'll be looking at is the odd thing about odds. And I wanted to read a quote by G.K. Chesterton. It's found on page 26 of the book. He said this, he said, how much happier you would be, how much more of you there would be if the hammer of a higher God could smash your small cosmos. And so as we talk about the odds, the odd thing about odds is that our thinking is small, our God is big. And as we begin to learn more about our God, then the odds seem to swing in our favor. And so we'll talk more about that in the second week. The third week is the theme is called Unlearning Your Fears. I want to read a quote from Mark Batterson, the pastor and the author of the book. He said, one of the greatest things that can happen to you is for your fear to become a reality. And really, that chapter deals with the truth about moving through our fears. So you lock eyes with them and you understand that the odds are in your favor because God is in your favor. And then how do you challenge those things, such as the lion in the pit on the snowy day, and learn to move through those? Okay. And then the 4th week of our studies is going to focus on the theme of the art of reframing. And once again, I'm going to read from what Pastor Mark Batterson said in his book. Landing in a pit with a lion is a massive problem. That makes sense. I think it is, don't you? But sometimes our biggest problems present the greatest opportunities for God to reveal his glory. I thought that was really encouraging and exciting to consider that as well. And once again, the focus of our study as we look at studying through this as a church. I'm going to be preaching a series of messages through these 5 weeks on Sunday mornings. On Wednesday nights, we're also going to be studying through some of the themes as we move through it for those that aren't part of the small group ministry in homes, such as you are. But these 4 themes, locking eyes with your lion, the odd thing about odds, unlearning your fears, and the art of reframing. These are going to be what are going to frame our 4 or 5 weeks together in our small group ministry. And I just thank you for your commitment to serve God and to serve your small group. If you have any questions, you can contact me. You can contact Beth and Steve Petersheim, who are our small group coordinators. We look forward to a great study. Thanks for taking time.